Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast. I'm Gus. You're Gavin. Hi, Gavin.
Are you cutting out?
Yeah,
for
I guess
everyone
it's
else?
He's cutting out, yeah.
Is your internet going poop 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 poop?
I'm Gavin.
Oh, God.
I'm Blaine. Your internet's so shit. I don't know what's happening.
I'm Barbara, I think. Gus, you okay?
Imagine if that.
I'm Gus. What happened? Everything was fine before we went live, right?
We were having a whale of a time, having a really nice chat, and then the podcast started, and then you glitched out. And then I was imagining what that would have been like if we were on the same couch in real life, and you just went like this at the beginning of the podcast and stopped talking.
Well, remember, it started messing up during the post show last week. Do you remember that? Like, we were fine, then in the post show it just screwed up. What's going on? Am I okay now?
That. I have no sense
good.
of time though.
Oh yeah, and we were messing with you by pretending that we
Right.
couldn't hear you.
Right.
Wait,
Everything
what was
okay
the-
now?
Yeah, for the most part. What was the last podcast we did in studio?
March 23rd?
Was that
Yeah.
was that the one where I went to go get my Doomsday Apocalypse jacket and I couldn't find it? Was that
I
the one?
don't remember.
Blaine, I feel like you're the only
Oh,
person
maybe.
who's gonna remember that specific detail about something you did.
Yeah, you're probably right. I remember I ran to the stage 2 for the post show, and then you guys started it without me. And then when I came back, you guys were like, "And that's our post show. Thanks for watching." And I was like, "Ah, fuck."
Oh
And it was
yeah,
all a goof.
that might
all
have been that day.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So
I don't know.
Long time ago.
yeah.
All right.
I can hear you. If that makes you feel good.
My internet's still fucking up. You guys are like popping in and out. This is gonna be totally great.
Gus,
We've been doing this
go
for a
take a
year.
nap. We'll finish the
It was
podcast.
perfect.
Oh, good.
It was perfect.
It was
for like
fine.
10
We were
minutes.
talking. You were asking me where cum came from, and I was trying to explain it.
Yeah, I was wondering whether it's just throughout the balls evenly spread, or is it in some sort of chamber waiting to go? And then you were telling me that it's mixed as it comes out.
I thought so. I thought like it's composed of different things that different parts of your body produce, and at the last moment it all gets put together.
Do you think that one ball is liquid, like water, and then the other one is like white powder, kind of like powdered milk, and then they fuse together?
That'd be unfortunate to lose one then. Otherwise, if you lost the liquid one, you would just like a
No,
cough
well,
of
that
powder.
makes sense because there's very different consistencies depending on the person. Like some people got like really thick, like more powder would have been added to that mixture, and some have very like thin, like not as much powder would have been added to that. So that
think
makes
it's-
sense, Blaine.
Well, it's
Is that a
dependent on
people
like how
thing?
long you go, though. I think is
Yeah, and
another
surely
thing.
it's like if you're dehydrated, maybe it'll be thicker.
Gav, go whip us up a batch, and then let's compare.
A batch.
I also don't
Nice batch.
know what that person has done all day to get to that consistency. I usually only know them in that moment, and that's it.
It does come from different glands. I just looked it up.
Okay,
And it
fair
does-
play.
Your
it does
powder
get-
gland
it
and
does
your
get mixed
liquid
together.
gland.
Yes. It's just like powdered milk, like you drink your Ovaltine. Same kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Ew.
Man. So you were talking about So I have a question for you, Blaine. You weren't on last week. If we talk about The Mandalorian on Monday, do we still have to respect spoilers for this past Friday's episode?
I don't think so, because if you're going by the Star Wars Twitter account, they are already posting spoilers. They posted one this morning that I think I retweeted, where it was
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, it was a certain person in a certain costume, and like
Last week, people got mad at us because on the podcast on Monday, we said what Baby Yoda's name was, and they had just revealed that on Friday. And I didn't think that was a spoiler because, one, it's not really like a plot point or anything, and two, it had been a few days by that point.
I mean, it's like it's not the same as theaters because you're not limited to like, ticket availability and all this stuff. It's literally sitting on your couch and just like popping it on for 30, 45 minutes. So
I would
I don't
say
know.
just give it a week to be safe. To be
Give it
honest,
a week?
I've
but then it's
been
the
to the point where
content's
it's like, I'm gonna be busy for 2 days, but I'll
guess it-
definitely watch after that.
Also depends like how effective that spoiler is, like how much it actually changes the show or alters the show. Like because I feel like the fact that now Baby Yoda has a name, I don't necessarily think that's like, I mean, obviously it's a
doesn't change
spoiler,
anything.
but it doesn't change like a major plot point, you know?
Right.
Yeah,
It's not like this last week when he picked up the 2 lightsabers and dual wielded them.
Yeah. Din Djarin is actually a Jedi Mandalorian. He's the new Mandalorian. Yeah. So that show's fucking rad. And that last one was directed by Rodriguez.
Really good. So I really liked season 1, right? I thought season 1 was good. I think before the show came out, I really wasn't sure what to expect from it. I thought it was going to be more like one-off stories, like the Mandalorian traveling around the galaxy and kind of like A-Team style, right? Like finding a problem and dealing with it and fixing it and moving on. And obviously they went in a very different direction. But I feel like season 2, they're really like, I feel like they realized that people enjoyed season 1, so they're really leaning heavy into Star Wars lore and like connecting dots and like really making a story that's accessible for people who don't know Star Wars, but at the same time, like pulling out deep lore plot points to make people who are really into Star Wars happy at the same time.
Yeah, that's all Dave Filoni's doing, because he's like basically George Lucas 2.0. He was like, Lucas is like his protege, so like yeah, he's like one of us, one of the Star Wars nerds. I'm super pumped about it, and like it's finally paying off. All those hours that I put into watching like Clone Wars and Rebels through thick and thin, like all of that stuff is paying off, and they're like, it's just the right amount of fan service. I'm really
That's
digging
satisfying.
it. Yeah,
I even saw like on the Disney Plus app, they even have like highlights of Ahsoka. What's her name?
Ahsoka?
I never watched it. Ahsoka Tano. Like critical episodes you need to watch to get caught up on her backstory.
Can we talk about her for like 2 seconds? Because I had a question for Blaine on this, or anybody who really knows. So I'm not as familiar with that character. It like I know basically just like the main Star Wars movies and nothing else. That thing she has on her head that like goes up and then down, is that skin or is it something else? Because it looks like it's like a skin texture.
Yeah, that's part of her body, like her anatomy. I know that on they're not Liku. That's a different race. I can't remember what they're called. The thing that pissed me off was everybody was complaining that they were a lot shorter in live action than they were in the cartoon. But it's like, you're going to complain about that? Like, clearly they had to like shorten them so that she could do stunts and stuff like that. And she's not wearing a fucking 45-pound headpiece.
Also, it doesn't have to be like inch for inch, right? Like it's as an interpretation of the character, as long as it looks like them. And the fact that it's like just an inch or 2 shorter or something like that.
Yeah, well,
like,
and the animation style changed between like Clone Wars and Rebels. So, but yeah, I'm so glad that they like, fuck. Now I'm all worried about spoilers and stuff like that, but they totally unnerved one of my favorite characters, and it feels good. Feels good.
What's going on?
You mean they actually that character's actually worth a damn now?
Yes.
As opposed to before when it was just like I don't understand why anyone liked him before.
Well, because he's awesome in the extended universe. He's got like really cool stories and shit. So
I guess my complaint is when I was growing up, that stuff didn't exist. It's like people loved him just based on the 3 core movies. I was like, I don't understand why you all are so obsessed with him. But I am happy that I never watched Rebels or the Clone Wars cartoon. I watched the old Clone Wars cartoons that Genndy Tartakovsky made. 2003, 2004, but I didn't watch the updated one. So I was glad to hear the Admiral Thrawn name drop, because I was a huge fan of those books when I read them when they came out. So I'm curious to see where that goes.
Yeah, they brought back Timothy Zahn. He did a new book series, or he's doing a new book series, and then they also did a short run of comic books on him, and it's all fucking rad. And he's voiced by Mads Mikkelsen's brother, and like people are like speculating and fan casting on who it's going to be. And they're saying it's going to be him, but I don't know. Like, it's weird because now that they're bringing in like cartoon characters from series that were like just previously made, theoretically, a lot of these guys can translate into their live action iterations, but some of them can't. Like Ahsoka could, it was a different actor, not the same voice actor, but then the Bo-Katan, that's the same actress.
Yeah, Katie Sackhoff played the voice for Bo-Katan, right? And she also played the live-action version in The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And it's Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka, right?
Ahsoka,
yeah, the other one is Katie something. I can't remember what her name is.
God, I love Rosario Dawson.
Grilled.
She's so
hot.
Beautiful.
Pretty cool. She's a great actress.
In chat, Skipster121 says that those things are sensory organs, Barbara. They're used to sense other people.
Oh, cool.
Montrals.
God,
Yeah.
she just looks so cool. I love that character so much. Trevor watches Mandalorian, but I want to like kind of half watch it because I'm just want to see the Baby Yoda scenes. But that episode was like really captivating, and I paid attention the whole time just because like I love Rosario Dawson and that character was really cool. And I'm like, damn, I want to watch more content with this character.
Well, like, how do you half watch it? You'd like kind of like in the same room but doing other stuff.
I'll be on the
like,
couch
on your
next
phone.
to him, like on social media or like reading the news or something like that. And he'll be watching it. And then Baby Yoda will be on the screen and I'll go,
I'm just stoked because like they in season 1, it was I think Dave Filoni's live action directorial debut, and then it was also who directed Solo? It's his daughter. Oh God, Ron Howard's daughter. Yeah,
Bryce Dallas
Howard. Yeah.
Oh.
So like they had like 2 of the weaker episodes in season 1. They were like kind of cringy. Ashley Eckstein, that's the voice of Ahsoka. They brought them back for season 2, and they had like fucking rad episodes. And like I'm just happy that they gave them a second chance, and I'm glad like it shows that there's like a marked improvement in their directing abilities. So this I like every week I'm waking up at 6 a.m. on the dot and watching the episodes. It's the quickest I've ever gotten out of bed.
yeah, you're
like,
such an asshole because you'll like post something about the Mandalorian in our group Slack. And Gus is just like, we haven't seen it yet. Stop talking. And you'll like try to drop little teasers here and there.
The ongoing fight between me and Gus is I call it last night's episode because it comes out at like midnight, and then Gus says this morning's or today's episode. So we
got today's episode, Friday's episode.
Yeah, and I'll say like, yeah, Thursday night's episode. And then we this cute little fight. We tickle each other.
Do you remember we met Rosario Dawson, you and I, Gavin? I don't know if you remember that. Back at South by Southwest, like in 2014. You sat on the couch next to her.
I did. I don't know why I was there. I should have just not been on that bit. Because I hadn't seen what she was promoting, and she's incredibly famous. So I was just like,
you look
scary.
You look so young there.
yeah.
Well,
Is there a picture?
did we
I just
do?
felt like completely irrelevant to. I didn't know. Like, yeah, look at me. I don't know
Whoa!
why. I'm like,
I was there too for some reason. I think we were filming
I felt
something.
bad. I felt bad because Gus, you were interviewing her, and you weren't next to her. So I was just like I was in this wide shot that we had to keep
We were
showing. And I was
talking
like,
over you.
I should have been off stage and come on when she left because she was only on for a little bit.
Was that Diego Luna
Yeah.
next to her?
Yeah, Diego Luna was.
He's
also
another
there.
Star Wars actor. He was in Rogue One. He's
Yeah.
Cassian.
Do you ever forget
but-
what your friends used to look like years ago, and then you see a picture and then you just go,
What are you referring to?
that picture of you? Look at your hair and just like the way you're sitting. Look at it. We were all friends with you, and you look like that.
doing? Go home, you idiot.
Sorry,
I'm proud of all of these former podcast guests going on to do good things in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, they got their start at Rooster Teeth. That's right.
Yeah,
man.
just use us as a launching pad to go on and do great things.
I have a question for you guys, and I raised this question to Barbara and some other people that we were streaming with the other night. So, like, remember when Warner Media sent out, there was like a little care package at the beginning of quarantine. It had a bunch of stuff like local goods from LA.
Yeah.
Kind of they're like, okay, so like they gave us a bar. Was it a bar of pumice or was it a bar of soap? Because I have it here and I've been washing
it's
with
pumice.
it.
Pumice Stone.
Oh, it's like it's a pumice soap.
So it's not body soap.
I mean, it's pretty coarse. That stuff was awesome. I love that
It's
stuff.
good for like the bottoms of your feet, right? Like to
Yeah, if you
smooth out
need to like exfoliate something.
yeah.
Okay. I've been using this as like face and body soap and ball soap, and I've been rubbing it all over myself.
Ball soap, dude. You
And
rub
it
that
is
on your
a-
balls?
Yeah.
Did you exfoliate your balls?
I mean, I guess so. So, I mean, here it is.
Nice.
Ow.
They included some shower bombs in that care package that were awesome.
Oh, yeah. I gave them to my girlfriend at the time. Also, here's a Nature's Valley bar for comparison, in case you guys.
Why is it next to your ball bar?
Well, it's for size comparison, so that you guys know what it looks like.
Like Blaine wouldn't eat food if it fell on his balls. I mean, it's just his balls. His
Yeah, it's
balls
just my
would be
balls.
clean. Yeah.
So-
Would you eat ham off your balls?
I mean,
Why-
not like intentionally.
That was
Oh, the old
specific.
ham job?
If they accidentally fell
I
down.
was trying to think of something that would wrap nicely around the skin.
Are you thinking of what I'm thinking, Gavin? That episode of Friends when Monica has to make Joey
Oh, a bunch of foreskins.
a bunch of foreskin because he auditioned for something where he said he was Catholic.
Doesn't that episode
I'm
end
not.
with him like dropping his balls like during the casting thing?
Yeah,
Like,
his
he pulls.
foreskin falls off.
That's funny.
Was it bologna or
Listen.
something they ended up with?
Yeah, I think he eats the first one.
Yeah.
You all need to watch How To with John Wilson.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Hard
okay.
agree.
Watch that.
Did we talked last week about the fact that we watched episode 4, right?
I think so. Yeah.
it's up to episode 6, right?
Yeah,
like, that was
six
the
to last
finale.
one. But you're talking about the baloney stuff made me think about that show.
Did it make you think about
It's a good
episode
show.
4 in particular?
Episode 4 in particular, yes.
The bedroom thing.
Yes.
The bedroom
Yeah.
thing.
Great. It's a great show.
That show, and then like Eric Andre, and then even like Auntie Donna.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of following this trend where it's like throwing a fuck ton of money at a really stupid concept and just pulling the string and just seeing how far you can milk a bit and just keep throwing cash at it. And I fucking love that style of comedy because that guy goes off like, I mean, I can't even pull up an example, but like he like went to like across the country because some guy that he happened to run into invited him to a convention in the middle of nowhere. And like he
Yep.
just keeps pulling these narrative strings, and it's like it's so fascinating to see where he goes.
Is it just me? It kind of has like a very Steven Septic Sugar Pine 7 feel to it in a way. It's like that
yeah.
first person camera and like narrative that they kind of would do for their videos. It's hilarious. And
It's
if you like
produced by
Sugar Pine
Nathan
7, you
Fielder.
probably love this.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Blake?
That's a good comparison. I never thought of it that way. That's an interesting way to look at it.
It's
Who was
very
it on here? Was it you, Barbara, or Jessica, who was telling me to watch The Holiday, the Christmas movie?
I think both.
Probably
wasn't it?
both of us. Yeah. Did you watch it?
I watched it. I hated it. It wasn't any good, right? And then I looked up the budget. It cost $84 million to make.
What?
But it's just like a romantic
That's
comedy.
impossible. Unless
Was
they
it-
bought
and
the
then-
mansion that they filmed in.
I assume they just paid everyone like $15 million. $84 million budget. And then I looked it up. Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, was $93 million.
Wow.
It was
Gotta
almost
be
like
something
a
off on
Lord
that.
of the Ring. I couldn't believe it. And it is... I don't know why I didn't like it. It just wasn't very funny.
It's got a big cast. I mean, Jude Law, Cameron
famous
Diaz,
cast,
Kate Winslet,
yeah.
Jack Black. Fucking Eli Wallach's in it.
I
That's great.
thought it was like a sweet movie. I didn't really think it was funny. I liked it
Oh,
more
is
for
it
the
not a
rom
comedy?
version of the. It's a rom-com, but I like the rom side of the rom-com.
Ah, you
on
like
that
the
one.
rom-rom.
Just
I
for
was
that
hoping
one.
For some calm. I thought the most interesting thing was the stuff with Kate Winslet and that old guy. I liked that bit.
Yeah.
But that wasn't really
I'm
anything
reading-
to do with...
I'm reading the Wikipedia for it now that you mentioned that it cost $85 million to make. And I'm going to read you one sentence from the box office.
I also love how
section of
that's
their
Gavin's
Wikipedia page.
first instinct when he watches a movie that he doesn't like is to see how much it costs to make.
I was just on IMDb just
Fuck
reading all
this
about
shit.
it. I like to just check out behind the scenes facts after I've seen a film. But yeah.
The
Someone
holiday
said
became
the cocaine
Shut up, Blaine.
budget. Sorry.
The Holiday became the 12th highest grossing film of the 2000s to be helmed by a female director. Like, what a weirdly specific, granular bit of data to take.
Yeah. It was...
So 12th highest for a woman.
Were there snow
I
scenes?
felt like Love Actually was a better movie. And that's like... There's a lot going on in that.
I don't know. I feel like rom-coms, I would never classify like any of them as like my top 5 or even my top 10 movies, but they're the kind of movies that I like to put on if I just like, if I'm anxious or I just like need something to watch kind of in the background, I go to rom-coms.
Yeah, a bit of comfort.
Yeah.
I get that.
But they're not
I guess
like,
I think if no one had told me to watch it, I'd be fine with it. I was just a lot of people were like, "Oh yeah, it's a classic Christmas movie. Yeah, it's great."
Now you have to watch Last Holiday with Queen Latifah, which not to be confused with The Holiday.
Just get the whole holiday series under your belt, just to understand them all. I was watching Christmas Vacation the other day. Well, I wasn't watching. I put Christmas Vacation on because I was putting up a Christmas tree. I had to go buy a new one. Remember, my old one got fucked up. And I don't know why. Like I was putting up the Christmas tree, and I turned to look at them to watch the movie for a second and like give it my full attention. And I forget what the gag was, but they had done some stupid like physical gag that's obviously supposed to make you laugh. And it was so over the top that they even had that sound effect, the boing, like to try to emphasize the fact that what you were looking at was funny. And I just furrowed my brow, like, has that sound always been there? Just like a weird audio cue to be like, hey, that's funny, you should laugh.
So John Hughes. That was when they found out that he didn't bring a axe to cut down the tree.
That was it. That's the exact moment.
He goes,
man, Blaine, you really remember that movie well. It's almost as if you just watched it.
At the Alamo Draft House. A small group of us went out there and watched it on the big screen. And that's a movie I never expected to see on the big screen. And it's a movie that you don't necessarily need to see on the big screen. Still holds up. Fucking love that movie.
It's just nice to watch movies all big with your friends, isn't it?
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah, it is. That should be the slogan for every movie theater coming back after quarantine's over.
After I watched that movie, I made a tweet just because I didn't want to look it up. So I was curious if anybody had already done the work, because I was going to do it otherwise. But I made a tweet asking if anybody had ever done the math to figure out how much it would cost in his electricity bill for Clark Griswold to run those lights for a month. And someone had done the math, and I read through it. And at the time, using the kinds of bulbs he describes where they were in Chicago, in Illinois, that it would have cost him $3,600 in electricity to run those for a month.
Wow, it seemed like they could definitely afford that.
Modern day LED bulbs, like more energy efficient bulbs, the same setup but with modern bulbs would cost you $63.
Holy shit. Someone should
crazy?
take advantage of that and like use it as a marketing thing. Like fucking GE or something should get on that. That's insane.
Yeah.
Well, get Chevy Chase to redo it.
Yeah, except for nobody wants to work with Chevy Chase anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Maybe GE will.
Didn't he get
I guess it's crazy.
cut from the last couple seasons of Community because he was so hard to work with?
Apparently he's like low-key racist, and he's allegedly, and he's kind of just a dick as well. I mean, and that's reputation's haunted him since his SNL days. Like fucking Bill Murray hates him. Like they hate each other in Caddyshack and stuff.
Interesting.
Which is a bummer to hear because like Chevy Chase is a comedic god.
That movie was my first time seeing Christmas Vacation, and
you'd never seen it?
I'd never seen it before, and man, like had very heartwarming moments, and it had like some good old school comedy bits and stuff like that. But God, that movie was hard to watch at times because so much is going wrong, and the people are like, so many people are just unfazed by everything. And I'm just like, this is fucking madness. I don't understand. The wife is so nonchalant the entire movie. She's just like, Clark, come inside soon. And it's just like he's hanging from a thing. And I don't know. Whatever. I don't
Have you seen any of the other vacation movies?
No.
Okay. They're all similar vein, where it's just like he's acting like an insane person and she's just like going with the flow. So I think that's the thing, is like she's supposed to be used to it. Like it's just like he acts like that all the time, which is like, I can't imagine having to deal with someone like that.
Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I like it when he's in his attic. It's a very funny bit of the movie.
The only thing, and it really stuck out this time when I watched it, the only thing that bothers me about the attic scene is when his feet go through and he lands on the bunk bed. He could have easily have squirreled his way down and out of the attic at that point. But he stays up there to watch movies and stuff. It's funny though, because he just goes like goosh, and he just goes
unwatchable.
So weird.
It's a good movie. And the other funny thing to me is like the animation at the beginning of that movie, that little animated thing with Santa looks so shitty.
Oh yeah.
Holds up. It's all right.
It's like, I don't know. I guess it's like that style of like animation has aged a bit. It doesn't look as crisp as you would expect. It would be like, I feel like if it was done nowadays, it would look very different.
That it also had its own theme song, which I feel like, with the exception of like an orchestral score, like movies don't really have theme songs, I feel like, anymore. And it's a catchy song. Like I listen to it like with my holiday music, you know. It's a good
Some
song.
movies have theme songs at the end, or like songs sung about the movie that they stick on the credits.
I guess Tenet did. Tenet has like
When
a
do
fucking
you guys
dope
start
song.
your Christmas music playlist? Like, when does that start playing in your house?
December 18th.
September.
September?
18th.
I didn't realize it, but I'm used to around the holiday time, like listening to the radio in my car or like being at the mall or out in public somewhere and hearing Christmas songs all the time. And like,
Now you got to make it happen for yourself.
yeah, we haven't like told our Alexa to start playing it. So we're like, I guess, is this coming up soon? Should probably
No,
get
we're in the thick of it. Yeah, you got to get that started.
I know.
What's your favorite Christmas song, Barbara?
Let's see. Let me pull from my vast knowledge of Christmas music. Let's see. Die Hard. I know that wasn't a question.
Fuck. I was gonna jokingly say the Die Hard theme song.
Oh shit! I sniped
What, like
it.
Ode to Joy? Was it? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do play that song a lot. Yeah.
That's like
I
the
don't know.
theme.
I like just like general Christmas music because it brings me back to a memory as a kid because my family and I would always travel to Florida for the holidays. And so whenever we would start hearing Christmas music, it would remind me, God damn it, stupid fucking light, that we were traveling to Florida soon. And so that Christmas music always reminds me of vacation.
You associate Christmas with Florida.
I sure do.
Isn't that where they were going in Home Alone? No. Wait, where were they? Wait, Home Alone
They're going
2?
to. Weren't they going to
Hawaii or something?
Europe?
No, I think it might have been Florida, Miami, maybe.
Also, if you
That's a
associate
great Christmas movie. I gotta
Christmas
watch Home
music
Alone.
with Florida, why don't you hate Christmas?
They're going to Paris.
Zing. I gotta find out where they were traveling now in Home Alone. It's
It was
bothering me.
Paris.
Well,
No, but it was supposed to be
is it
tropical.
the
and
second
was...
one then? There's one where they're.
Oh, Home
Is it the
Alone
second
2,
one
I
they get to
think,
Paris?
was something tropical, right?
Don't remember. I guess the best thing to do would be to watch both of those movies back to back and pretend
Someone
the third
said-
one wasn't a thing.
Someone said Dominique the Donkey is the best Christmas song. Fuck that. That ranks up there with songs that I like punch the radio to change.
How does it go?
Meehaw, it's Dominique the Donkey. You know the
Gorgeous.
one.
What? I've never.
I don't know what you're on about.
What are
I've
you
never heard
talking
The
this in my
Italian
life.
Christmas
song?
donkey. Na, 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 na,
What?
na, 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 na. It's Dominique the Donkey. I'm not crazy. You're crazy. And then Santa Baby fucking sucks. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas fucking sucks.
Eric, have you ever
And
heard
then
of
Baby,
Dominic
It's Cold
the
Outside
Donkey?
fucking sucks. Yeah, I'm singing it to
Is
you.
Eric there?
Hey, sorry. Yeah, just jumping in because I had to look it up. I've never heard this song in my life.
You guys are insane.
What-
That
no,
or I know
seriously,
Christmas
what
way
is
too well.
Dominic the
Let-
Donkey?
Let me look it up and see if I
is-
know
okay, I
what song
Googled
this
it.
is with my
I Googled
vast
it.
knowledge.
Why is
He's the
Dominic
Italian
the
Christmas
donkey,
donkey.
Italian? What? Why is that? Is Dominic the Donkey Italian?
The guy sings it in a super stereotypical Italian accent too. It's like Italian the donkey.
Probably didn't have to do an impression of the super offensive Italian accent. Maybe something to consider.
You're right. It's okay. I'm partly
Sounds
Italian.
just like my granddad.
I want to go back in
was-
time and
he
forget
was-
I've ever heard that.
Yeah,
that?
he's an Italian American singer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd never heard this song. I just
I've
listened to a
never
few
heard that.
seconds of it. Where have you heard this, Blaine?
It's on the radio all the time, and it's like in all Christmas Spotify lists.
What's the most common Christmas song that's played? Is it
Come
the
All Ye
Mariah Carey
Faithful?
one?
Jingle bells?
Yeah,
Jingle Bell. Yeah, I guess.
the one I hate is that Paul McCartney song, "The Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time."
Love that song.
No.
That's
Dance
the
like
best
a
Christmas
wall.
song. That's
No.
the absolute best Christmas song.
Is it
mood
really?
is right.
No, it isn't.
I know you like it,
mood is
Eric,
right.
because I know Mega 64 would play that all the fucking time.
It's a great.
I-
We're simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
I don't like that song because in the background it's just going the whole way through.
Gavin, that has all of the elements of a Gavin-free song. I'm surprised that you don't like it. It's got fucking synthesizers. It's in the dog shit music era. Like, everything's there for you. I think of any person at the company, you and I have the like most unified vision or same taste in music.
I would agree. I feel like there's a lot of good Christmas music that never made its way to America, though. Like
Dominick the Christmas donkey.
No, it clearly made its way. Blaine knows it.
Like, I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day, the Slade song.
Oh.
That's a good one.
Oh, Gavin.
Yeah.
You need to explain something. Meg made a tweet the other day. What song was it? Oh, Sweet Caroline?
Yeah.
What do you say instead of at that part of the game? Instead of so good, so good, so good?
Okay, so I was... When I went to Tenerife as a child, which is one of the Canary Islands, you know it well, there was a big plane crash there once. There was this guy who would like go around all the like British tourist resorts and he would sing classics, like a bit of Neil Diamond. But whenever he got to that bit in Sweet Caroline, I've never heard anyone say so good, so good, so good. I've only ever heard, I don't believe you. You're making it up, you bitch.
What?
I don't believe you. You're making it up, you bitch.
Yeah,
What?
and then he just carries on. Like it would be like a call and response to the audience, and I don't know if it was like a specific Tenerife thing. But then, like I just immediately said that, and Meg was like, "What on earth?" And I was googling it, and it seems to be maybe specific to that one guy singing in Tenerife.
It might be.
But I thought that was the I thought that was the thing to say. And there's videos of it. You can find videos of people responding with that.
So how did that go down? Like she's singing along or playing that song. You say that. Does she think you're talking to her? Does she get offended?
No, she immediately was like, we were going through some call and response songs, and when she set me up with that one, I said, I don't believe it, you're making it up, you bitch. And then she thought I was just joking, and then I found a clip online of like a bar full of people responding like that to someone doing karaoke.
She must have been so
And
fucking confused.
She honestly, I don't think I've ever blown her mind as much. Like when I played that clip, she was like, I can't believe that's a real thing that you haven't just made up.
In chat, Peter H says that he did the research, and it's literally just that one guy in Tenerife.
No one
Such
else.
a local. Shout out to Baz Knight.
Yeah, when
What a
I had to read her tweet like 5 times to understand what she was asking, just because it made absolutely no sense to me.
Of all of the weird like British stuff that I insert into videos that go unnoticed, that one is by far the most niche and specific British reference that most of England, 99% of England won't even get that one. I'm proud of it.
There was a video I saw. Well, I don't remember if it was last year or the year before. I think it was Tom Scott made a video where he tried to analyze the regional differences between the Jingle Bells Batman Smells song. I don't know if has anyone else seen that video?
Robin laid an egg. Batmobile
Right.
lost his wheel.
Familiar with the
Joker
song,
got away.
yeah.
Right, apparently, there's different versions of that song of what you just sang there.
Yeah, I don't
And
doubt
he
it.
And he tried to figure out like whether it was a British American thing or if there was like regional differences, and he found a bunch of different versions of the song and breaks down like where all of these songs originate from. And it makes me think of the same thing that you're talking about with like Sweet Caroline coming from that one guy.
And his stuff was like down to like different regions within counties, and it was like very specific what you would say. Like for me, it was always the Batmobile lost a wheel on the motorway.
Whoa.
Not the Joker got away.
Not
Wow.
the Joker got away.
Nah, the Joker
think-
wasn't involved in that for me.
Like Mark Hamill's The Joker sings that in one of the Batman cartoons, I think, the animated series.
The people who sang it differently were probably so confused and thought that they got it wrong. The fuck?
It's a great video.
It's
I
on
think
the motorway.
everyone should check it out.
And they went to Tenerife and they were very confused.
Man,
I wonder what
I've been-
Baz Knight is up to now.
Is he still alive? How long ago did you see that? It must have been a long time ago.
He was honestly like, I think the last time I went to Tenerife was a decade ago. But he would always sing at the place that I stayed at on Friday nights. Since I was a baby, probably. I think he'd been there decades. I hope he's still. I guess COVID is maybe not
Yeah,
been
probably has
great to
something
that industry.
good for the gig economy there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Whew, what a
I
crazy.
can't.
What's up, Gus?
I can't find it. I was just going to say I'm looking for information about it, but I can't find it.
At least we have a light at the end of the tunnel. The whole
with the vaccine.
Things coming back. That'd be good. That'd be good. I'm ready for that shit.
Yeah, except none of us are going to get it for a long time. But I guess it's good for other people.
Yeah, I mean, I can wait.
I can wait.
Like another
give it to the
6 months.
people who need
Listen,
it most.
All I'm saying is my birthday's in February. If you want to combine my Christmas and my birthday gifts together into one thing, I'll take a COVID vaccine. That's
you will
fine.
never have it by then.
You don't have to give me 2 presents. You can just get me one. You can just get me a COVID vaccine. That's all I need. That's all I want. I never ask for anything. I've been a good boy this year. I was a good boy last year. Didn't get anything, and that's fine.
You know, it'd be
just
great.
want a COVID vaccine.
Is
if Santa brought us vaccines?
Well, yes, that would be lovely. I would start believing in Santa if that was the case. If for the vaccine, because I know the 2 that are looking promising right now, it's 2 doses that I think have to be 14 days apart.
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
And apparently there's like 70% chance that people don't come back for the second vaccine. I think there was like some study that they did that in 70% of the cases, people don't come back for the follow-up vaccine. And so I feel like the government should pay people $1,000 after they get their second vaccine to incentivize them and like get people to remember to do it, because like maybe in addition to a stimulus check or like in replacement, I don't know what it is, but it's essentially acting as both a stimulant and also getting people to get the vaccine. It's just like, I don't know why
that is
it's
interesting.
not.
Pay 350 million people $1,000.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, they're looking at
Why not?
loan forgiveness at some point, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, if they can do it, I guess they could just not buy one of those planes.
Yeah, they could just take a tiny little bit out of the military.
You say like it's a crazy thing, right? Like giving $1,000 to 350 million people, but
I know
lots of countries in the world are giving like a universal income to their citizens during a time like this. We had one stimulus back earlier this year, and nothing since then. I mean, we could definitely earmark some of that money towards giving to people who are affected by this.
Yeah, I just
right.
don't see it happening here because, I mean, there's just a lot of people. It's a big issue. There's just so many people.
Can you imagine if they decriminalized marijuana and gave us the COVID vaccine all within the same like time frame, and how radical that would be? That'd be pretty dope.
We should start a theory that 2021 is going to be just as good as 2020 was bad. So everything good is going to happen this year. Manifesting means like everything, like it's going to be as good as this year was bad. So it's going to be like really fucking good.
It'll be like opposite year.
I'm picking up from what you're laying down. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, you have a bad year, then you have a good year.
Just a seesaw, man. Just shoot the other side back up there.
It'd be cool. It'd be cool for the. Yeah, I'm excited about the world.
Yeah.
You to go see it, that it's still actually there.
Yeah, make sure it's all still there.
What's this feeling? What is it called? I think it's like hope or something.
Hope.
Oh, I remember that.
A new hope.
Yeah.
Speaking of medical stuff, our fucking insurance sucks. It's fucking shitty ass insurance. I don't know if anybody else has had any problems with it.
No.
How did they get in touch with me? They called me or they sent me a letter. They sent me a letter a couple weeks ago saying that I needed to move my prescriptions to a specific pharmacy that they told me I should use. Have you all not had that yet?
I think they had like a list of a couple pharmacies, and I just chose
they're in your
one.
network or whatever.
Yeah, they were like, I have to go to CVS now to get my medicine.
Who cares?
Like the problem is that there are other pharmacies closer to me. Like to get to the CVS, I have to drive past other pharmacies.
I like how this is your definition of our insurance sucking. I have to drive further.
They shouldn't restrict you to one pharmacy. That's the indication that it sucks.
Yeah.
It's like you should be able to go to whatever pharmacy you want to. Like, what's next? They're going to tell you have to go to a specific doctor. You don't get to choose the doctor you want to go to.
I don't understand insurance at all. If I'm paying every month for something, and then I need to use the damn thing, why am I paying for it again? Why is there a deductible? Who came up with that? What's all that about?
Like, what's the point of paying the insurance money
I
every
already
single
pay
month.
every month when nothing happens, and when something happens, I pay again.
Yeah, I
What's
don't
the
get it,
bloody
man.
point? What?
I don't get it.
I just really don't understand the system.
I was doing this
So,
thing.
let me go ahead, Blaine. Yeah, then I'm gonna rant after you.
Oh, I was just gonna say.
I'm gonna pee while you do that.
All right. Okay. I was gonna get my butt checked out. The whole thing, like a scope down the thing and then down up the thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully a different scope. But it was gonna cost so much fucking money, and it was basically gonna take care of like my deductible. So I was like, well, why do that in November or December? Because it's gonna reset in January. So like I'll just postpone this until January, and then I'll get my butt and my mouth like checked out and stuff. So I'm like waiting to get all that stuff done in January. But by the time I get it all checked out, like the problem could have worsened because I waited. But that's just, I wanted to save money. I don't know.
Which is not what you want, right? I mean, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty shit.
The other problem I've been having. So you remember I got my CPAP. When was that? Like April of 2019 or May of 2019. It's been a year and a half now. The machine that helps me breathe. I put it on at night and
became a cyborg.
it puts oxygen into me. Yeah. So I'm a cyborg when I sleep. So when was it? Like 2 months ago, I got an invoice from the company that I purchased that machine from. And it was an invoice for $9.95. And I was like, why the fuck do I owe them $9.95? So, I clicked on the PDF that came with it, and it was just like, it just said like CPAP machine, $9.95. I was like, I already bought the machine. I paid them a couple $100 for that thing. So then I called them. It takes forever to get through to someone on the phone. Finally get someone on the phone, and I'm like, hey, I've got this invoice from you. It says I owe you $9.95. What is this for? And they said, oh, that's for your CPAP machine. I said, I know that's what the thing says, but I've had this machine for a year and a half. I already paid for it. Why are you charging me $9.95? And they're like, oh, you didn't actually buy it. You're renting it. I said, okay, let me tell you again. I paid for it. I have my credit card statement here. I paid for this machine. Why do I owe you $9.95? And they're like, hold. So they put me on hold for like 20 minutes. Then they come back and they're like, apparently your insurance changed earlier this year, and you were renting it and then it lapsed, but this is your last payment. I was like, this is my last payment. I said, I've never made a payment before, but this is my last payment. And they were like, yes. I was like, I'd already been on the phone for like an hour at this point, right? So I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. I'll pay the $9.95. And they were like, do you want to pay by credit card? And I was like, I'm not going to give you my credit card number on the phone. I was like, I'm just going to pay the stupid email. It has a link. I'm going to pay it that way. So fine. I went through the website, paid my stupid $9.95, which I don't think I fucking owe. Guess what I got on Friday? Another email saying I owe them $9.95.
And this is a month later?
Yes. I am going to fucking strangle someone, because I know now I have to call them again. It's going to take another hour. They're going to have to call me back again, and then they're going to say, oh yeah, you're renting the machine and this is the last thing you owe. So I'm going to have to ask them for the agreement I signed for this, because there is no fucking agreement. I didn't agree to rent it. I paid for it. I bought it. It's mine.
So what if you just ignore them? What are they going to do?
And that's what I'm going to ask. Like, if there's no contract, then I don't owe them any money. There's no legal recourse.
Yeah, you surely could just, like, if someone shows up trying to collect the debt, you could be like, I don't even know what that is.
I don't know how to handle that. That's a pain in the fucking ass, guys.
I don't like.
That's another reason
having
I'm
other
saying
companies' stuff. Like, I don't want to have AT&T's router that I have to pay for every month, even though I have it. Let me just buy the thing and don't bother me about it. Don't understand.
Yeah.
But that's another reason I'm saying our insurance sucks, is because I'm having to deal with like these multiple problems, which on their own are annoying, but like they're combining, they're like Voltron, and they're like building up and making this one mega problem that is just fucking annoying me. And I'm looking at that email right now, and I've been ignoring it for a few days because I know they're not open on the weekend, and they're closed by now, and I have to call them tomorrow and I have to deal with all this.
I guess my argument is, our insurance sucks because all the fucking insurance in this country fucking sucks. And it's just such a pain in the ass, and nothing communicates with each other, and it's always like a fucking hassle to do anything. So,
and even if you try and get your head around it, and like I got this for this, this for this, and then this, and then it all changes anyway in like a year. It's all like different shit. It's like, I don't know. I don't ever know what's going on. I'm so confused at all times.
Yeah. God.
So anyways,
The joys of being an adult, right? It's like when you're a kid, you're like, I can't wait to be an adult. I can do whatever I want. Oh, what do I want to do today? I want to call the insurance company. I want to argue over $9.95.
that shit sucks. They turned off my gas. Sorry, go ahead.
When my your
turned off
gas
your
story.
I mean, okay, so I'm an idiot. I'm a first-time homeowner, and I've been living in apartments. So I wrongly assumed that the city of Austin's utilities took care of my gas, right? Because that's all I ever paid, or I pay rent to the apartment complex. So I wrongly assumed that, and I did not start an account with the gas company because no one had ever reached out to me. So suddenly, without warning, dude shows up to my house. He leaves a thing on my thing, and it's like, hey, we turned off your gas. And I was like, fuck. And I was like, okay, well, I'll call them up. That's my mistake. And I even said it. I was like, hey, listen, I made a huge mistake. I didn't start an account with you guys. I'll pay whatever you guys can prorate it. I'll pay whatever you need. I just need to get my gas back on because it's kind of cold. And they're like, yeah.
Kind of cold. It was like 32 that day.
Yep. This was Thursday, I think. And they're like, we'll get a person out by Tuesday. And I was like, that is 5 nights away. And it is supposed to drop down into the 30s every single night. And I was like, there's nothing you can do to get my gas back on because like you guys gave me zero warning. And they're like, well, you didn't start an account with us. And I was like, no, I know that. Like that is my mistake, and I'm admitting it, and I'm trying to amend the situation. But I was like, what if I had a baby? Like what if I had a kid?
Mm-hmm.
Like luckily it's me and my
Yeah.
dog. We've camped in worse. But I was like,
Or
come
like
on, dude.
your grandparents or something lived with you or something, like.
Mhm.
It was some horse shit. So anyways, I bought a heater thing, a space heater, but I ended up putting that in my garage. So it all worked out. But
I have a question.
man.
I need to have a talking to your realtor or something, the person who helped you purchase your home, because I don't know about the rest of y'all, but when I went through the process of doing things, they had a checklist for me of everything I needed to sign up for and everything I needed to make an account for and all this stuff.
He's kind of an old buddy of mine that we're just pals. So I kind of did all the legwork to find the house, and he just kind of did the rest of the shit. So I kind of signed myself up for that one. He's a good dude. He's a great dude. I love grabbing beers with him whenever there's not a fucking pandemic.
But did he tell you to get a gas company?
He sure didn't. I think he probably assumed.
Why is gas so cheap? It's a finite resource. We're running out of it. Why does it cost nothing?
I don't know.
Like electricity. If I want to heat my house with electricity, compared to say lighting a gas fireplace, it'd be like 1/10 of the cost to burn gas and warm my house that way. Then I guess I'm still using gas to heat, but I'm also using electricity as well with the central air. But I don't know. It's just
Listen.
I don't know why it's so cheap. You can leave it on all the time, and it's it was a $30 bill. What?
I've ranted about this before, but I fucking hate paying my gas bill, Gavin. Do you not remember this? The fucking gas bill is the biggest scam you have to deal with every month because it's $20 in fees. Even if you use 0 gas in a month, you still pay them $20. It's bullshit.
I think that's because everyone who has gas connected, it's just leaking gas at all times. You can't not have gas leaking into your house if they are sending gas to the property. And that's probably why. They're losing gas through everyone who's not even using it.
It is such... I hate it. During the
This is
summer,
making me angry.
I'm like... Are you looking at your gas bill right now, Barbara? Because I guarantee you it's $20 in fees. If you use no gas, you still have to pay them. The minimum, you're paying them about $240 a year just for the privilege of being able to use gas when you want to.
It's funny because I didn't even think about it until now because it's one of my lowest bills, so I don't really think about it.
Yeah, right?
That's how they get you. You
pay
don't
way more
think
for
about
water
it.
and electricity.
Then those assholes charge you $1.50 convenience fee to pay with a credit card.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Oh, I
when you
just
pay
have
on the
mine on,
website, it's an extra $1.50 just to be able to use a credit card.
Gus, do you remember when you moved and the previous owner shut off your gas or something?
Yeah.
And then you got mad
remember.
and you told the person on the phone that you wanted to shut off everyone's gas on the street.
Yeah. I was like, why not? Apparently anybody can cancel anybody's gas. Let's just do it.
Everybody sent me that video when they found out about my gas thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a very flawed system. And to be completely clear, I was very nice to the sales rep, but I was like, your company's bullshit because like they gave us no warning and the system's flawed. But,
Here's the thing. All of my observations are based on living here. I realized that I've never truly been an adult in my home country. I could never afford to move out of my parents' house. I never had a car. Still don't. That's all right. I was never like a full-time employee anywhere. I went straight from being part-time to being a freelancer. So I missed out on all of these like adult experiences, and I've gone into them all for the first time here. And I actually don't really have anything to compare it to. It might just be a Texas thing that gas is cheap as knobs.
Yeah, I guess I've only ever paid those bills here. I've really lived here for the most part, so I don't know. Who is it? Wait, there was someone in chat here. Who is this? Jojo Jaws 21 says, I used to check gas lines. Basically, everything leaks. It's like what you said.
Good to know.
I wasn't kidding. Like, my gas stove in the kitchen is leaking. It's just a small leak, but they all do that. They just like spew small amounts of that shit into your house.
Do you smell it right now actively? Are you okay?
No, it's not. No. It's not like that, but there's like certain tolerances where they won't fix a leak. Like if you do smell it, it's like if it's like really leaking, they'll fix it. But if it's below a certain amount, I've had it where they'll be like, yeah, I mean, there's no perfect seal for gas. It's just you'll get some. I was like, I'm gonna blow up. I'm gonna blow up. What do you mean?
Anyways, Meg's taking a nap on the kitchen floor right now. I don't know.
I had never used a gas stove until this place because before I've always had like electric stoves everywhere I was, and I had to learn really quickly that like it's a fucking flame, so the pan is gonna heat up immediately. Like I'm used to like turning it on low and like letting it heat up for a little bit and then putting the things inside, but it's like immediate. So everything I cooked with that stove for the first week was like immediately burnt because I just couldn't figure it out.
This is a completely unrelated tangent thing, but I did have a really funny experience not too long ago where I was on a walk and I was picking up a to-go order. And while I was doing this, I was on the phone on a conference call about a project that I'm working on. And the DARE people? Like the dare drugs guys or whatever. Well, I recently found out that those guys aren't like the best because they're kind of like all pro criminalization of marijuana, and like it's not great when you kind of really look at who they support and stuff like that. So they were standing out there, and I have a really hard time with talking to people that are kind of like asking for donations and shit like that and stuff like that. Always like especially during a pandemic when I'm trying to keep distance from people. So I was on the conference call with the people, and I partly did it because other people are listening in, but they're like, hey, do you want to sign up for DARE or whatever? And I was like, no, I do drugs. I said it really loud, and then everybody on the conference call was like, what is going on? I was like, oh, it's these DARE guys,
God, Blaine, why? You could have just not responded.
I mean, it made everybody in the meeting laugh, so I was pretty happy about it. But
worth it.
Yeah, I would say so.
For sure worth it.
It's weird that they're still out there talking to you or trying to talk to random strangers during a pandemic like this when you shouldn't be doing that. I guess they're also keeping their distance. But
also, like Austin, Texas, like, read the room, dude. Like, we all, I'm sure a lot of people partake, I don't know. That's like an ancient thing. That was like from the fucking 80s and 90s. Like, I remember that stuff when I was like a kid.
What does it even stand for again? I completely forget.
I don't know.
It stands for I dare you to do drugs.
Drugs are really evil.
It is
drug abuse resistance education.
Education, yes. Yeah.
I mean,
they had 6 shirts, I'll admit. I mean, that's like one of the most iconic shirts from my youth. Is that black shirt with the red letters that say DARE with
the little periods in between.
Yeah. Anyways, they were offended.
Did you see that the frickin' radio telescope in Puerto Rico fell down?
Oh, yeah, it did. That's sad.
That was nuts, dude. It was like legit. It was like the end of GoldenEye. They could cut that footage in with Sean Bean falling down and like the thing explodes. They could just cut to that drone footage. How frickin' scary was that?
I feel very lucky that when I lived in Puerto Rico, that radio telescope was pretty close to where I lived. So I had a chance to visit it when I lived down there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I feel like it's one of those things you always, I guess I always expected to be there. Like I only went once when I lived in Puerto Rico. I was like, oh, I never saw it. Like I may as well drive down over there and check it out. So I actually got to visit the radio telescope, and it's crazy now that it's gone. It's huge. Like when you drive up to get to it, you drive under it. Like that's where the road was. And you drive under it, and then eventually you get to like the little observatory area, I guess, where like you can be a tourist and take pictures and shit. And there's like a gift shop there.
I'm watching it now.
Footage, I was like, why was there a drone filming this as it came down? And I guess it just a cable. My internet just went weirder. I guess a cable had just snapped earlier, like a few months ago, and then more was snapping, and they were just like, it's going down, and there's nothing we could do to save it.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, that looks just like GoldenEye. You're totally right.
Yeah, and it's like it looks better than GoldenEye because GoldenEye was they made a model of it and blew it up. It's like just to see it, all the cables like, whoosh, and apparently one of them snapped and like dug a big old gash through the satellite dish.
Ay, ay, ay.
So there's like no salvaging that shit. I mean, they have the pit already built, which I'm sure is like,
I guess they could
a third of the battle, but fuck.
But you can imagine why they couldn't save it because it's like it's suspended, like the top bit is suspended over the big bowl. And it's like if the cables are going, there's no real way to prop it up while they fix it because it's just hanging between three. They just have to erect a completely new one.
See, that's why it always
crazy that had a lifespan. Like imagine if you were just walking across it when the first cable went. You'd be like, or like, what if it happened when they were filming there?
You would have done the Pierce Brosnan run. Just fucking sprint it off.
Get shot at, does a little front flip. That's a cool movie. I like that movie.
It's a fucking dope movie. That's like one of the best Bond movies. That director kills it.
There's a stunt in that movie that blows my mind. And I've seen that movie like 20 times.
Is it when they put the clown in the coffee?
Nope. That was a different movie.
Was it? No, it wasn't when he jumps off the bridge and then he shoots the grappling hook, right?
No, my favorite stunt in that movie is where he's driving the tank and he's like just driving through buildings and stuff. And they're like by a river and he drives out over a car or over like some sort of Jeep. So it like the Jeep explodes and two people come like cartwheeling out of the explosion into the river. And it's just like a real stunt where people just went flying. There was a real explosion. They landed in a real river. But it's just like, I can't imagine being one of those dudes. It looks so dangerous. It actually looks like a really unsafe stunt, which I assume was very safe.
Would you ever want to be a stuntman? Would ever be like
I used to want to be a stuntman.
Really?
Growing up.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that.
That'd be pretty rad.
Apparently quite difficult to get into. It's a very much an industry where it's like you know a guy or like you're some guy's brother and that's how you get in. It's like quite hard to come in as like a complete no one. Unless you have like mad martial arts or like motorcycle skills or something.
I mean, we've worked with stunt directors, I guess they're called. Like that guy from Laser Team. I'm blanking on his name.
Jeff Schwan.
Yeah.
Jeff Schwan.
You got a connection there. He's the best. I love that guy.
That is
he did
like
the stunts for Bloodfest too.
Definition of salt of the earth. Just like a fucking just a leather skin, just like real like you want to grab a brewski with that guy. You want him to
you're like, I wish I was related to you somehow.
Yeah.
You want to go play catch with him out in the yard or something.
He's the kind of guy too who gives you like genuine eye contact when you're talking to him. Like it's like he's looking into your soul when he talks to you.
Schwan not only does that, but he'll like be talking to you and be like, oh, you know what I mean? And he'll give you a wink and you're just like, oh, the Jeff Schwan wink. He's a great fucking guy. God, I love him.
He's probably done a lot of stuff with Rooster Teeth. He definitely did Laser Team. He did Bloodfest. I'm sure he's done some other, maybe Dead Little Roosters, 11 Little Roosters.
Dead Little Roosters trailer comes out tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah. Right? It is so, I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's so fucking good. That people are going to love that show. My God, it is so entertaining.
I've not seen it yet. I'm excited to see it. I'm waiting to watch it like everyone else.
Samesies.
Sorry, I'm looking at pictures of Jeff Schwan now.
Are you desperate for that eye contact, that little wink?
I just need it in my life. It's just so cool.
There's a great shot of Mickey Rourke slamming his head in the toilet from Sin City.
I don't know if he would agree with you on that though, because I think Mickey Rourke, like, it was a styrofoam toilet and he was supposed to go through it, but then Mickey Rourke added hitting him with the toilet seat, which was not made of styrofoam.
Which was completely real, I think.
Yeah, so he's like, fucking Mickey Rourke, what a dick.
Well, yeah, I imagine when you're like a stunt coordinator, you want everything to be planned out, you know, everything to be as safe as possible.
Yeah. No surprises.
Yeah, I guess when people ad-lib during choreographed stunts, it's extremely dangerous. Not recommended.
They're also not like cool looking, like an uncoordinated, like I've been getting into like, so Corridor Digital does these Stuntman React videos and they're fucking great. And they have like these amazing talent. They're all the like people that are in like the Marvel movies and stuff. And there was one video that they showed where it was a improvised fight scene. And it just didn't look like cool. It was a lot more like, you know, gritty and stuff like that. But it was just like, it wasn't entertaining to watch. They were just kind of fumbling over each other.
Have you ever seen a real fight? Like if two people start fighting in a pub, it doesn't look like a movie.
It's a lot of this.
It's a lot of grabbing.
A lot of this.
And it's always one person at a time, too. It's never everybody at the same time. That's what I love about fight scenes. It's just like one guy will start approaching, get his ass kicked, and another guy will go up. It's like, just team up. Go at the same time, you idiots.
A vision that is burnt into my brain was college Blaine getting off of the bus, coming home from 6th Street to go back to the co-op. And he looks across the street and he sees two frat guys, one laying down like this, but his head is up. And then the other one has him pinned on the arms. He has his knees on his arms. And he's just like fucking laying into his face. And the guy still has his neck up and he's just taking it. And they're both just pissed drunk. So that guy's probably not feeling any of it. But you're just watching this guy just fucking like speed bag this dude's fucking melon over and over. It was the most violent thing I think I've seen in person. And then they both just got up and the guy was just like fucking out of it.
Oh God.
It's pretty cool, man.
Now he's drunk and with a concussion.
Yep.
Did you call the cops? What did you do?
It was like I was fucking wasted too, and they were like really far away across Guadalupe. So like I was like, we shouldn't go in there. And then ultimately I was just like, I just went home and had another beer. So I'm the real hero of that story.
Yikes.
Where'd you get a beer there?
At the co-op?
The co-op?
What do you mean? No, co-op's where I used to live.
No, I'm saying, where did you get the beer? You said you went and got another beer instead.
Yeah, I had a
We
mini
want to
fridge
live
filled with beers.
vicariously through
In your
past
fridge.
Blaine.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you went to like one of the bars that was over there.
Oh no.
Do you
it's
guys
too
miss
late for
bars?
that. Absolutely.
I miss bars.
I can't remember the last time I went.
I miss Barb.
Aw.
Bar.
So do I.
Aw.
Little
I'm right
face.
here, guys.
No, you're not. I'm looking at my stupid computer.
Here, Gavin. I'll pretend to be you.
Yeah, that's what he would do. That's what he'd do.
Well, it can't anymore. It'd be a COVID incident, wouldn't it?
It sucks because like last year, I think
And annoying.
the holiday party, I was just kind of like, yeah, I'll go to this, I'll dress up or whatever. Like, I don't think I had a date and I was just kind of like, whatever about it. And I just got in Dutch, so I didn't want to leave him at the apartment. I would fucking kill for a holiday party with my friends this year. Just like the old school Rooster Teeth parties where we like rent out some dining hall or a bar or something and just like.
That was a fun party though. Like the space was huge.
It was.
Might have been a little too big because people were so spread out. But like they had some good music playing, people were dancing. It was a good party. I would love to go back to that night, man.
Oh no, you don't want to go back because then you got to have this year again.
Oh
Yeah.
God, no.
It's true.
That's very true.
It's frustrating. Lately, for some reason, I've been thinking a lot about how we've essentially been robbed a year, and it's been making me angry. Like, you only get so many years on the world, and one of them has been spent in my house. I mean, which is
but that's
fine.
so much better than like World War II.
Right. There are worse places to be. There are worse things to live through. But it's so dumb, Gavin. That's the thing. It's like, oh, we can't go outside because we're all going to get sick, or we might make other people sick, or other people die. Like, there's not like an overarching war, there's not like people on the front lines, fighting each other, somewhere else. Like here, it's just like, oh, you can't go outside. Otherwise your parents and your grandparents might die.
I feel like you're onto something, Gus. Like, this year should not count whatsoever. Like, no one should have aged this year. I think January 1st should be 2020. Let's redo
2022.
Let's redo it. Let's pretend this never happened.
2020-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
it just sucks. We all lost a year.
I'm going to devil's
just
advocate
really
it.
shitty.
It could have been so much worse, and we were all still able to work.
It could
I
have
think
been worse. It could have. It's true, but still.
I'm going to devil's
it was
advocate.
shit in the grand scheme, but it could have been. It could have been. COVID kills everyone who gets it. It could have been that level of bad.
Yeah. I
That's
picked
true.
up a whole new skill set with like gameplay and streaming and all that bullshit and podcasting from my home. So I've become a much more independent person. And then also, like, I feel like now I'm going to value the fuck out of social encounters, and I'm probably never going to turn down an invite. And that I probably would have been like the same
that's not
shell of a
changing for
human
me.
being.
Blaine, I bet you will turn down an invite to something within a month of getting the vaccine.
I have never turned down an invite from you, Gavin. It's always been a scheduling
Not from
difficulty.
Gavin necessarily, but anybody,
Yeah.
rather.
No, I make an effort.
I don't think we should be having all these high hopes for 2021. I think 2022 for sure, but 2021, we got to ramp back up. We can't
Well, yeah,
have an immense...
2021 is going to be a lot of like getting back to normal, and then probably it's going to take the whole year for that to happen. At
Gotta
least.
shake off the dust. We gotta get people injected with shit.
I have a
Also,
whole
like,
video planned for New Year's
there's a
Eve.
lot
that I've
of
never put out.
industries and companies and businesses that have been shut down because of COVID.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, Barbara. There might
no,
be
you're
something
good.
I want to talk about. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was just going to say, like, it's going to be interesting to see if or when those come back, because like we're thinking of like even movie theaters, and depending on how long this goes on for, like they're getting pretty affected. And I know like Warner Brothers talked about putting all of their movies for 2021 on the HBO Max app. And so it's like,
Which is crazy.
is that the
Dude.
beginning of theaters like kind of dying permanently, or like would they come back eventually? How does that work? How long will that take? A lot of stuff.
Over my
I
fucking
think we'll
dead
just
body.
see an evolution in theaters. I think they'll just change. They won't be giant cineplexes like we used to have, just showing movies all the time. But I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's something I wanted to talk about last week. Was that in order to try to like help keep the Alamo Drafthouse afloat, Tim League has put a bunch of his movie poster collection up for sale. There's an auction going on right now through December 13th, and how many? There's 2,337 items that they're auctioning off.
It is
to help
some
raise money
good
for the
shit.
Draft House. I think I looked at my list. I have 170 things bookmarked that I like and that I want, but it's like I'm not going to be able to buy all of them.
What's the website?
It's at emovieposter.com. It's kind of inconvenient. You have to register for an account before you can look at a lot of them, and it takes a little while. So if you're into movie posters or art related to movies, you should go check it out. There is some amazing stuff in there.
And full disclosure, this is not an advertisement. We just fucking love the Alamo Drafthouse, and I think it's the best theater chain I've ever been to. And I really don't want them to be hurt by this, because
It's
like,
also such a big part of
fucking love the
Austin.
Alamo. It's a huge part of Austin. And Tim League's a pretty cool guy. I don't know how, but for some reason I was at a holiday party of his like 4 or 5 years ago, and his whole house is just like a movie museum. There was just like shit from like props and movie posters and all sorts of cool stuff like all over the place.
What be
I remember
the
he was
coolest
wearing a
movie
red
prop
velvet.
to own?
The coolest movie prop to own?
I imagine something
I
from
can
Star
tell-
Wars, right?
I mean, for me, yeah. I'm gonna get back to you on that. I don't know, man. It'd probably be a vehicle, right?
I think the coolest movie prop
DeLorean.
for me to own would be the red eye of HAL 2000 from 2001.
That's a great one. That's
a
a
great
great one.
That would be so subtle and like so understated, but like such a fucking iconic prop.
I would honestly, it's along the lines of what we talked about. I'd probably choose the pen grenade from GoldenEye.
Interesting.
There's a
Aston Martin DB5 from Goldfinger.
There's a great
Pretty cool.
poster that I sent to Blaine. I think my favorite poster out of all the ones that they're auctioning. It's a movie poster for Die Hard. It's got Japanese text on it, and it looks like it's the Nakatomi Plaza building, but it's also a gun, and like the helicopter landing pad is the barrel of the gun. It is. I slacked it to you, Gavin, if you're curious about it. But it is such a fucking cool poster. It's currently going for $400. Not all of the auctions are going super expensive like that.
Oh, it's Ollie Moss.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
but
badass, dude.
They have a ton of really, really cool stuff.
Yeah, I have some of that guy's art. Tony got me some for Christmas like 7 years ago. Little, I want to say they were like Game of Thrones sketches or something.
I feel like I want like the flux capacitor or something.
Oh, that's
like
a good one.
Like something that's like you could display in your house or something like that. I feel like that's a good size. Or like the mask that Jim Carrey finds at the bottom of the water in
like the mask from
the mask. Yeah,
That's an obscure one. That's funny.
Mask
that's like
of
one of my
Loki.
favorite movies. Yeah, or something
It's
from
an ugly thing, isn't it? It looks like it's like the side of a pirate ship.
yeah, it's not very pretty. Or like something from like one of the Avengers movie. I think would be pretty cool, like Captain America's shield or like Iron Man's helmet, something like that. With the
I mean,
mask.
essentially,
Yeah, thing is, they don't exist really. Well, I guess the shield is real, but
I guess
Some
they
of the
have like
early
a
ones
bunch of them.
Yeah.
yeah, but there's no like one thing, you know. It's either like a bunch of like for specific shots, or it's mainly CG. But there's
Listen,
no, like,
I'll take
same with the
anything.
lightsabers. There's no like one Luke Skywalker lightsaber.
I'll take
They use so
anything
many.
that has touched Chris Evans, whether it's the official thing or not.
his broken shield would be pretty fucking rad.
Oh, that would be good.
Or Thor's hammer.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, a Thor hammer would be pretty cool.
You mean Captain America's hammer?
Oh, shade.
Controversial.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up. And I just realized I flubbed. I said HAL 2000. I meant HAL 9000. I don't want people calling me out in the fucking comments
Close one.
because I said the wrong thing. I realized it after I said it.
I'm scared, Steve.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you guys again next week. Take care.